good evening, everyone. I did not feel like a camera tonight, and we were setting up reactives anyways, so I'm going to be just my happy little emote now.
Ha ha!
But beyond that, how is everyone doing this evening? Last time, I'm trying to remember. You guys were worried that you might have to clap the cheeks of the Mothman or get your cheeks clapped. You guys befriended the Mothman, met Betty, which I don't think will be here today because of internet issues. Yeah. Pretty sure internet issues are going to keep her, keep them out. So Betty won't be around. Echo will be here soon.
Have no fear, I am here.
Oh, great. More drama will happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Drama.
Drama llama ding dong. Okay. Did I actually have that? I think I did.
The one thing I like about streaming on Discord, when I had it for the short time I did, is you can use GIFs in the chat. An absolute disaster, I'll assure you. No, that's a problem waiting to happen on Twitch.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Same with the soundboard. If people start playing with the soundboard too much, I might sit here and nuke the soundboard on the server.
Oh, no, I would just say that players aren't supposed to use it, period.
Yeah.
Unless, and like, a badumts might be funny.
Yeah. I don't even have a soundboard set up. I should have one. Oh, here we are. Is that how you do it? Oh. Neat. I'll figure that out later. Anyways. Pulling all sorts of magic here. So last session we were mostly trying to introduce the new character, get everything going. Wait, why am I still sitting up? I can lean back if I want to.
Exactly.
Oh.
DMing from bed. Imagine that.
No, I can't do that. I need to be able to see my screen. But no. So, I believe we left off literally the morning after? Because I think you guys were drinking and resting in Victor's grandfather's place after finding out that he had a secret...
My runner senses were tingling.
Yeah. Oh, it's not gonna get crazy yet, Draven. It's all fine. It's all good. You're just messing with the Feywild and having to fight against the Feywild. There's nothing to worry about. It's
relatively fine.
Yeah, it's not like the Fey have, doppelgangers or red caps or trolls or...
But yeah, like, in the short time they have been there, Victor has decided that he's gonna move into this place after getting it fixed up a bit.
See if there's a magical doorway and use it as kind of a hideout for you and your group?
Yeah, maybe. If they'd be down for it. Like, he'll bring that up to him.
I mean, because having multiple hideouts in different countries would probably be a good thing for doing any missions you guys have to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's protections he wants on it anyway.
Yeah.
And some updating, so he'll have to figure out who to talk to.
Yeah, that'll probably be, his family, the church, or he might have to talk to the Sanctum, depending on what you're looking for.
Oh yeah, he's already got ideas.
Okay. Let's see here. What's this?
Victor brought up the idea of coming up with a name for their little group.
Yeah, I can't remember. Did you guys decide one, or were you guys just batting one around?
Workshopping it.
But yes. So it's the morning after. You guys all awake, fairly rested. Mothman seems to be missing. Daybreak, moth go away.
Flying towards the big light in the sky.
No. He must go to a darker place where there are lamps. Can I have the lamps, my brother?
Yeah, Victor's gonna wake up and head downstairs with one of the books. He's gonna kind of be looking through it.
Okay. Which book is it that you were looking through? One of the journals, or?
Yeah, one of the journals where they found a little bit about the family. He's gonna be looking through it and just looking at their history.
Oh yeah, 'cause didn't you make a connection to a certain somebody and technically your grandfather's brother?
Yup.
Yeah.
He went off with, I think it was one of the Dart Vipers.
No, if I remember correctly, there was images of your grandfather, what looked like a brother of his, and the Wellerman.
Yep.
In other words, I revived an old story and brought it back and pushed it forwards.
So he's going to be kind of looking through to see what else he can find, if there's anything about that brother, or just his grandfather's youth in general. Because he knew him as this doddering, kindly old elf.
A lot of what you do find is that him and his brother were really good marksmen and slightly talented with magic. There seems to be a stop of mentioning of your uncle's name in the journals about the same time that there seems to be a mention of the Weller man making a deal with a new host. Well, not really uncle, your great uncle? Something like that.
Yep.
And basically he is, from there on out, it just mentions some discussions and adventures between the two, and between the Wellerman and him. And about 200, 300 years ago, it seems like he kind of settled down, decided to settle in this spot and kind of stop the incursions that were happening. And it seems like, how much of the journals do you read over the night?
Just enough to kind of get a full rest. So probably like an hour or two after they all go up.
So you are also going to find that he's the reason for that ship being there. That him and the Wellerman brought it there to the grove where the tree folk person was actually originally born and lived. And laid it to rest so it could sit here and become one with the earth once more. As a final request that the ship captain, or tree folk, called William O.T. had asked of the Wellerman. Macomb. Any other questions, inquiries, things your characters are doing?
Nothing that he would get from those journals, but he is gonna try to hang out there until Azanoth appears, because he wanted to talk to him.
Okay.
Asnoth's definitely going to be reading his own spell book as well, as a heads up.
Oh, you're going to try to read the spell book?
Not the crazy one. My family's one.
Oh, okay.
I have a place and a time for the crazy one.
Why
I guess
not?
I could do it right now.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to go into battle, possibly, and into enemy territory. Why not get familiar with what the hag gave you?
Sure. All right. Never mind. I'll take that back. At some point, probably after other people go to sleep, he's going to go ahead and get into that spell book. And I do have a way I'm doing that. I'm not just cracking into it. I know better.
Okay, and how do you plan on doing that?
I was told to have blood nearby, so I'm going to cut my hand and place it on the back of the book to start out with.
Okay. And you don't have any bonuses there. Because I'm going to need an animal handling using your magic. You don't have any bonuses to that, but you're just going to add a +5 to whatever you roll. Because it's using your magic stat instead of your intellect.
Okay. Yes, dice. Hey, everyone, a reminder for getting your dice. Mine are nowhere in sight. 2 seconds. Okay, you said +5?
Yes.
17. I do believe I have an animal handling, if I remember right. Hold on a
Nope,
second.
you do not.
I don't. Alright, fair enough.
Yeah. I checked.
I remember I was getting into it because of, my little other friend, but...
No, you didn't put any points into it yet.
Yeah.
Okay. So...
17 feels like a fine roll.
Yeah. Let's see the disposition which the book is in.
Threshold was a 31. You take 67 points of damage.
After a moment, you notice the book, as you unclasp it, start to bite at your hand, smearing the blood on one of its pages near the back, and...
Yeah.
Then,
I was kind of expecting that.
yeah, and then it starts kind of licking your hand with the clasp. And kind of yipping.
Alright then. I pet it. Awkwardly. I would love for someone to just walk in on this at this current moment where Azanoth's standing there just petting a book that's barking at him.
I'm not even gonna ask.
Oh. I'm gonna give a little bit of a tickle and see if I can get it to open up.
Okay, how are you going to tickle it?
I'm gonna quote rub the belly.
Okay, so what would you consider the belly of a book?
Yes, I will. I'll probably rub the spine and then kind of try to see if I can give it the coochie coo and scritch at its pages.
So you're gonna finger its spine like a scholar, and then you're gonna sit here and play with its pages.
Yeah, no, that sounds about right.
It seems kind of confused for a second as you're trying to handle it, and then as you try to open it up, it kind of slowly opens up almost hesitantly.
That feels wrong. Alright, I'm gonna kind of give it a pat. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals. I'm glad I got that.
Yeah.
Hey there, little guy.
Yeah,
Can you actually speak?
You see it flip to the first couple of pages, and two, like, drawn eyes look up at you.
God. You don't mind if I try to read you, do you?
It just slowly opens a page or two forward.
Alright.
It
Just want to make sure.
seems confused on what you're trying to do, but...
I'm gonna start reading through it. As long as it doesn't have any qualms with that.
A lot of the beginning pages seem to be part of a major enchantment on the book and a containment of some kind.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Suppose it's containing it. I'll investigate that later, because at this current point, it's not important for me to know that.
Yeah, it just seems to be containing something and seems to be a major enchantment of some kind. You'd have to delve deeper into it to understand what it is.
Yeah.
But you find some... how to say it? Interesting spells in the pages. It seems most of the spells in this book are enchantment, illusion, and lunar.
Ooh, lunar's good, of course.
And on top of it, the weirder part of it is not all of them are in the common tongue or like a draconic tongue. Some of them seem to be in a fey tongue.
Crap. I don't know that one.
Yes, if only there were individuals that could potentially help you.
Yeah, if only.
Like the moth with the lamp.
I know none of them. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't know patrons that could give you knowledge or...
No, definitely not.
Yeah. So yeah, you thumb through it and you...
I'd say if the moth is a patron, I'm just gonna call him Daddy Cheeks the whole time. I could hear the audible head rub, just the temple rub for a moment there.
No, that was me exhaling. Daddy Cheeks claps cheeks. It depends on which
Exactly.
part of the moon cycle on how he claps them cheeks.
Let's slip out my flask real quick.
I thought Azzy was gonna call him Cake Daddy.
That too. Sure. Anything involving that.
What, cake daddy, beef daddy? Daddy cheeks.
Double cheeked up. Gluteus Maximus.
No, Gluteus Maximus the 23rd just so happens to be part of the Flexicus Maximus family, thank you.
Exactly.
Which is also at the 23rd.
Alright, sorry. I'm gonna basically be researching some spells I might be able to actually utilize. That's what I want to do.
Okay, and how much
So I'm gonna...
AP do you have right now left? You have 15 left. Okay.
AP or RP?
RP.
Yeah, the whole point of the spell book was to have the spells to be able to be used into something else. So I don't have to exactly learn them and memorize them, so I can kind of bypass that a smidge.
Yeah.
Because I definitely have been finding that knowing a certain number of spells is not beneficial for me actually making any type of progress.
Yeah.
Towards leveling up.
You notice it's got like some basic spells, and a couple of them are like sight-based, which seems to refer to the first page for some reason, as if the book itself having the artificial eyes is, well, the method of casting.
Interesting.
In fact, the bloody handprint that you have on the one page just so happens to kind of get an outline around it.
Alright.
Almost as if now that is its handprint.
I figured.
Yep.
Hello.
So it appears that the book itself has the ability to cast by sight and by hand right now.
Interesting.
That you can tell.
So it's its own caster.
Yes.
That is interesting.
It's its own sentient casting device that can learn spells.
Interesting.
You didn't get a spell book, you got a creature.
Apparently.
You can...
Is it tangentially related to the arm?
No. Interesting. Up the volume a little bit. Here we are. Try again, Echo.
Hello, I.
Yeah, I fixed it. There we are.
Oh.
Excellent. Oh. Cracking my neck there. Okie dokie. So, what you missed is there have been some revelations about Grandpa Colburn.
Alright.
Were you here for them meeting the Mothman?
No, I was not here last week.
Yeah.
Last session.
You missed out on them meeting the Mothman and befriending the Mothman and meeting Betty.
Sounds fun.
Stimky is not here because of internet connectivity issues, so we will just have it that Betty's going to sort of keep the house kind of set up and safe for you guys.
Alright.
Let's see here. But yes, so we have one person reading books about Grandpa Colburn, and we got one reading a sentient book that they got off of a hag. What is everyone else doing this morning after getting a nice good night's rest?
I think this point.
You saying something, Star?
Yeah. Am I getting cut off?
You're a little low.
Okay, yeah. I think I got point. It's just Stella's just prepping her stuff, do maintenance and whatnot. Prepping the knife, clean gun.
Knives? Oh no. Everyone's in danger.
You ever held 2 knives in your hands? Pretty cool.
Good thing I got a reaction to use the shield wall.
All right, what's the plan today, everyone? Let's have a seat. Talk about it.
Well, we're going to need to get some supplies. Because this seems like something we're going to have to kind of recon for at least a couple of days.
Kind of seems
Seems
like it, yeah.
reasonable.
So we're going to have to go to town. And if we get time sometime today or the next few days, I do want to sit down and have a conversation with you, Calder.
Oh,
And I've learned a lot about my family I didn't know before, and it seems you may have some insight that'll help me.
kind of surprised on that. I barely know mine.
Yeah, you know about more about yours than I did.
I kind of feel that I don't, but
I was sent away at like 13 years old. You left a little bit older than that.
it's been a couple of years for sure. Still am learning a bit from them, though. It's the honest truth.
Yeah. Victor looks over at Star and Luther. What do you guys want to do?
I mean, I'm kind of just tagging along for the ride, you know? Well, I'm kind of just gonna follow you guys where you go.
Okay.
I'm kind of different to the situation.
We know roughly where the battle lines are.
Yep. I almost feel like we need to talk to the priest again, or my father. I don't know who we should seek out to kind of know who we can go to get supplies, or if everybody's been compromised. I don't want to repeat the tavern.
Yeah, we out of character, it was the church that seemed to be somewhat okay, right?
So far that they know, yes.
So church we can go to kind of have another HQ of other people who are untainted. So
Okay.
that might be a good place to start. We know where our friends are and they don't know where we're at, so we might as well tell them where we're at and maybe learn a little bit and possibly go there. That actually sounds like the best plan.
Mm-hmm. I think we tell our potential allies that we're in town, but no exact wheres, because I don't know who I can trust.
I'm going to be completely honest with you as well. I think we're on the losing side of a war here. I think our side is already lost and we're trying to make a recovery.
So,
That's what it seems like. It seems like there's more of them than there are us, almost 10 to 1.
Well, we've taken out 10 people before,
Yeah, I have no doubt in that.
so
I think if it hits the fan, we have allies that the people in town have forgotten about.
Yeah.
oh, yeah, we have gotten word out to give warning of what's going on here.
I mean, the Dart Viper seems very aware of what's going on, and I think she will act if she needs to. There's a relationship there between me, like my family, and them that I'm going to try to get to the bottom of over time. But there's some more to this than just being friends.
I'm hesitant to go scorched earth on this. Like we can get to that source. Get the head off the snake.
I think
Preferably.
the ley lines.
I would say a bit careful with the phrasing on that one, considering who our friends happen to be.
Yeah. Out of character colloquialisms notwithstanding.
I am unsure what the Dart Vipers will do. I know, obviously, they're on our side here, and I know that technically there's probably some people in the Feywild or the Fey, or Fey aligned, that are on our side. However, I don't know how to identify them at the current point.
Right.
But I will say, in a situation that is putting our enemy on a war on two fronts, is probably in our absolute best interest.
Mm-hmm. And I almost guarantee nobody in town is aware of the Dart Vipers, and they've probably forgotten Lycos and Balthazar if they ever even knew them.
Essentially. All right, should we head out to the
Yeah, I think the earlier we get started on this, the more in our favor things will be.
Agreed.
These woods in the best of times, being so close to the Feywild, it was weird even then. Much less now.
Well, at this point, it seems like it's kind of crossing over into the Feywild. We're kind of on the wrong side of it, though. See that, or all of it's coming here.
Mm-hmm. Blurred lines.
Indeed. If you want to talk at any point, let me know. I will try to answer
Will do.
anything you're interested in, and I think we should head to the church in the meantime.
Yeah.
Close his spell book that he's been researching.
Yep. And we've got a little bit of a hike too.
Well, when do we not? We don't have a vehicle at the moment.
True.
I mean, it would be hard to use a vehicle in this situation anyways, wouldn't it?
Yep. Unless
Not
you had
really.
4-wheelers.
A horse?
Nah.
Horse is not a vehicle.
Technicality.
Okay, so you guys are going to head back to town and try to talk to the priest? The old priest or the new priest?
See if we can find the old one.
See if he's okay.
Yeah. And see what he may recommend.
I'm definitely kind of leaning towards going straight to the temple, considering we know that's a good area for us. It's more safe. We have no way of knowing who's who here,
Right.
or if it's going to be safe to just talk around specific people. But I would say quiet as we go through town, or keep conversations to the standard stuff, talking about the weather and whatnot, and we will most likely just make our way through to the temple. But if we do find him, maybe we can ask him a question or two.
Right.
But I have a feeling there's too many eyes.
Yeah.
So you guys head to the temple, and Victor, you sort of remember the guy who seems to be in charge now. You were in classes with him at one point. He definitely was a bit of a bit of a dick back then. His demeanor, though, he's no longer carrying himself like he's the king of the crop. He seems to, over the years, seems to have been humbled in some way. He seems a lot more laid back, a lot more... Well, he doesn't look as strong as he used to.
Right.
He looks like he let the physical prowess kind of fade.
He became a little less worldly and a little more spiritually.
Yeah.
This is at the temple or on our way? I'm sorry, I missed a bit there.
That's at the temple.
Copy.
What was his name?
I think I wrote that down. Didn't I? Yeah, I don't think we did write that down. Interesting. So I'm not seeing the name anywhere.
Someone in chat though, or
I don't know. So we'll just sit here and...
The old priest's name was like Galeo, right?
Yeah, and that seems to be missing from my notes too for some reason. So, putting those down right now.
Psycho it is.
Hmm?
Psycho it is.
The old one I'm gonna say was Galeo Fitzpatrick, and this is Brian Finnegan. Yes, I'm giving them an Irish theme.
We'll be having a wake here soon for that one.
Hey. The thing about Finnegan's wake is he'll wake back up and have another drink.
That's why it was a party.
Ah, music references. Okie dokie. So yeah, you see Brian Finnegan seeming to deal with a lot of the kind of coming and goings, and after a few people have kind of shuffled out, he looks over to you all and seems to kind of take a look around the room before kind of nodding at you.
Alright. So, Victor's gonna kind of walk up to him.
Victor, I heard you were back in town.
Yeah, I just got back a couple of days ago. I never would have taken you for the priestly sort, Brian.
Well, I found a lot of my hostility towards my peers in my youth was just unchecked rage and not being able to understand that.
Yeah. Everybody goes through those moments, for sure.
Yes, and I'm sorry for any harm I may have done in our youth. Seems like the least of our problems in these times.
Oh, yeah. And the town honestly seems pretty overrun, man.
Yes.
But anything in our past is water under the bridge. We're both older and somewhat wiser, at least.
What can I do to help you guys?
Honestly, we're gonna be here for a while and we're not sure what we can do to get supplies and who we can trust to get them.
I can allot a little bit from the food bank to you. The town hasn't really needed it much, so a lot of what we have is canned goods and that. Canned and dried goods.
He gives him a bit of the coin they have.
And Brian seems to take it and put it in the donation thing and go, so let's go take care of a few of the needs you guys might have. Is there any specific plans you have at the moment that we can help facilitate in any way?
We need more information, honestly.
Yeah. It's like movement, who may be kind of the lead on the ground here, so to speak.
He seems to walk with you guys into the back room, where he seems to unlock a door where the pantry is and walks into there with you guys, and is like, well, the problem with that is I don't think there is an actual commanding officer here. I believe they're probably giving orders from the Feywilds themselves, trying to keep safe. Or keep something safe. I presume there's more to this than we realize. They seem to be trying to find another entity that's around here right now as well. They keep on asking about certain creatures.
What creatures?
Recently, there has been an uptick of suspicious individuals inquiring about a moth person.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. I have some sort of hunch that perhaps this individual is a threat to the leadership behind this entire thing. And that, in knowing,
I never would have thought that from a moth.
I wouldn't have thought it either from what stories I remember about it. But being when it started to appear, it makes a little bit more sense.
Understood.
The only people that would have known more on that situation is, sadly, your grandfather, Victor, and somebody I don't know if she's safe anymore. She hasn't been in town for a very long time, and
Who's that?
the old lady south of town. She always liked to stay in her cottage, and always seemed to have known a little bit more than what we did about certain happenstances around here. The church used to use her as a contact, and in the previous wars, she was used as a contact. Her exact age seems to be unknown, even to
Gotcha.
other individuals I may have pried into. I've talked to Lady Agatha, and she doesn't seem to have a lot of information either on why they're looking for this moth person.
I have a question for you, just in general.
Yes.
First of all, I'm here to lend my help entirely to the situation. I'm here until it's done. Doesn't matter. I need to know more about how many their numbers seem to be, because from what I'm understanding, just walking through a general area and talking at a tavern is enough to draw a crowd. Which, in my understanding, it means there's more of them than there are us.
It seems like it, but only in certain areas. They seem to be trying to strategically place units in places that would seem safe. I recently had to send away a certain nun that I was pretty sure was compromised. So she's off at the capital city dealing with church affairs for us.
Gotcha. Well, I have some ways of detecting these as a potential, so if you are interested, I know at least a little bit about that. That, and I come naturally equipped with a gift of exposing them.
Ah. A lunar draconian, I see.
Yes. A specific family lineage of a lunar draconian.
If you're trying to keep it secret to be a secret weapon, I understand. If the enemy knows what threats are afoot, it might be not in our best advantage.
Oh, suffice to say, I don't think I'm very much of a copyable person, at least.
Any
Do you
other...
know any... Yeah, do you know anything of supply lines?
What kind of supply lines do you need?
Actually, they're transporting whatever routes they're using, whatever portals they might be using, and to get people out and their resources in.
The woods to the northeast seems to be where it's happening the most. We sent a group of individuals there to investigate, and we're pretty sure they are compromised. They vanished for several days and came back saying that nothing was weird out there.
You have any fear of anyone being compromised, and you're not worried about them taking any damage, we can test that theory.
A couple of them are quite frail.
Yeah.
So we must be careful. If they are the original, it could be disastrous.
Here's another thing. Do you know exactly what's happening when someone becomes compromised? Is it a replica, or do you think it is something of someone actually being, like, controlled? For example, if we get into a scuff with these, are we going to be killing friends and family, or are we going to be killing things that go bump in the night?
He stops for a minute and kind of looks around before signaling you guys to kind of follow him. He slides a shelf kind of to the side some and goes into a back area in which you guys see what looks like a body bag that should have been for the morgue, but it has a faceless individual in there. The individual seems to have elongated fingers and elongated features, no face, just eyes and nose. Like, instead of ears protruding off of it, it's ear holes that go into the skull. It seems to have 3 small holes where it seems to speak out of, but no actual jaw structure to speak. It seems like it pushes the voice through it. And the priest signals to it and goes, "These are what we presume are the latest breed of doppelgangers they have made."
We are. That answers my question.
We were trying to take care of a death that happened out in the woods, and the emergency response individual in the situation had mentioned something weird about it. We went there, picked it up, and, well, we had to make a fake body to let the family have a little bit of rest for right now. Whether we can find the person or not that's been duplicated, we don't know. We just much rather give them some rest.
Seems to suggest that they may be staging their duplicate doppelgangers here on this side of the portal.
Yeah. They're either staging them over here, or they're taking people and during those couple of days trying to do a quick change out. There has been some incomplete and wrong information that they seem to have had. I'm presuming this is either from lack of skill in these creatures, from low amounts of doing this, a issue with time, or something. Could be that they're just rushing so quickly to try to fill these roles that they can't do a quality job.
Right. It's probably a little bit of all of it. because in general, I don't think the Feywild, the people from there, come over here much in times of peace.
Yeah.
And the ones that do aren't necessarily high enough
Yeah,
to really be involved in this.
yeah, they usually integrate into our society pretty well.
So these are being cookie cuttered and mass made, thrown out there quickly. That's how it feels.
Yes.
All right, that gives us a lot more information on their enemy here. I feel the capacity to speak a little bit more freely here than I have been able to. I have been proposing that we are on the cusp of a war front, and we almost need to go scorched earth on this situation, but it depends on how the people here feel about it.
The main problem with the scorched earth is it has been shown that they are even abducting people from nearby towns and people who usually visit here often. So there's no telling how much of a scorched earth we would have to go. And until we
Understood.
find the originals or the bodies of the originals, we can't really rule out who isn't yet. Even if we...
Is this town the epicenter?
It seems to be the focus. Seems like it might be closest to whatever their goals are.
Out of characters near the nexus point.
Yes, it's near the Nexus.
Okay. Well, that tells me everything I need to know about the situation. I have ways of being able to identify these. I have a family lineage that specializes in this type of thing, and this is definitely something that I can do. I think we'll be able to help you out on this at least.
Well, the only problem with trying to vet people with that is you'd probably want to vet them as often as you can.
No, I understand what you mean. You can't just do it just once.
Yeah.
I don't have much in the way of powering that consistently is the problem. So I can just blast people, but that doesn't help when you need something gentle.
Yes. The only other things I could suggest is... well, I really don't know.
We're squashing out an infestation, is how I'm looking at this. But we have to do so strategically.
One thing that we seem to have so going for us is that they're not being loud about it. They're still being subversive, which means they don't have enough control or influence to guarantee a foothold.
Which means they might be afraid of something happening.
Point.
Victor just kind of sadly looks at Azonoth, Luther, and Stella. Well, it seems like we're gonna have to take action sooner than later.
Yeah.
But where do we hit first is the question. And that may be better discussed elsewhere.
That's a problem. We don't really know aside from northern woods, and unless you happen to have a job for us to do, we're pretty good at eliminating things. But beyond that, I don't know what else to tell you besides we are happy to try to cut the head of the operation off. He looks back towards Stella for a second.
It's probably one of the Fey Lords vying for power and trying to take over the entire Feywild. From what Agatha was saying, they seem to be aiming for the Nexus, and if they can get the Nexus, not only do they have more control to come to the material plane, but they have more power themselves. If this is the case, we need to find who's actually mobilizing all these people, who's in charge of it all.
And the only way to find that out is to go there.
And to try to get the information over there.
Yes.
And another thing is, moving things quickly and quietly as they are wanting to do is somewhat of matter within my wheelhouse. Whether it's people or liquor, it's moving through the woods is going to be a pain in the ass. Like that they're using trails or roads.
Which means you might be able to trace the trail back.
Yeah.
Yes.
And not only that, just disrupt their movement.
I hate to say this. I have a feeling that our next adventure is taking us to the Feywild. So we'll convene back and talk to you at another momentary date.
No.
I forgot the thing. We all had code words. I forgot them. Should have written that down.
Oh yeah, I think I remember my thing. I think.
Yep.
I forgot what mine were, but
It's just gonna take a steel resolve to get through this.
yes, it's gonna be a while.
So,
Go ahead, Echo.
never mind. Right. We're dealing with some stuff here, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
We're a little bit over our heads, but which ways that stopped us.
Give you the out of character summary on this one. We were asked to do a favor by basically a half god or a demigod. They are friends of God. Why can't I remember his name? Balthazar. There we go. And this whole situation is basically a plague that is outside of the Sanctum of Stability to handle, but we're trying to fix the situation because we've been asked to do a favor.
Gotcha.
That was after you asked for a favor.
I was leaving that part out, thanks. Azeroth asked to bring his aunt back.
Yeah, I remember that. I was there for that. And then,
Yeah, so this is
We were
the
actually
whole
this.
situation based off of that.
Look, I've never found a problem that shooting hasn't solved. And when is that? And so, I think we're in a situation like that again.
Think of the situation. Have you ever watched an anthill?
No.
Okay. You're familiar with ants, of course, right?
Yes.
How they can take down larger prey by grouping together?
Yeah.
We're working with a swarm of ants. The sum of the parts are not hard to take care of. But if we start swinging our weapons around in the main city, we're definitely not going to be lasting very long.
So let's just find what the ants need. Duh.
Mm-hmm.
If we're dealing with ants, we put out sugar. If we're dealing with shape-shifting monsters, from what I understand of things, we're dealing with monsters. We put out what they want, and if that's true, from what I understand, it's like either we can find something, and if we find something, then we just set a trap. They're that simple if we're dealing with ants.
Yeah, this is a bigger situation than just a little couple of ants. This is several thousand people, most likely.
Okay, my question to you is, have you ever seen an anthill? That's quite a lot of ants.
Yeah.
They're pretty easy to take out.
For us, when we're our size, maybe. With our specific poisons and whatnot. But at this point, we're the size of the ants, and we have to systematically go through and take out things like their breeding centers and information points so we can actually make progress. Because what I'm talking about is a nest of horse-sized ants.
And that's where we get to the problem that's the point that a problem has never been solved better than with a gun.
Yeah, we would need more ammo than we currently are carrying, that's for sure.
I don't even...
There's no way to tell friend from foe. I don't know who to shoot at. They all look the same.
That's fair. That's why I said we needed a trap. I mean, it's pretty simple.
Look, even my family has been taken up in this, but they're not my family anymore.
Yeah.
That isn't them.
Exactly, so...
I'm going to send you a side question.
So, from what I understand, and you can catch me up a little here, these things are replacing people with things. Or infecting them, one of the two, right? And they are essentially no longer the person they were, but they look exactly the same, but they're evil, right? Am I correct thus far?
Yeah, for the most part.
So... I mean, I don't know. Put a few hundred normal people in the center of a trap, and anyone who comes near, gets zapped. Metaphorically. If they want people to replace, we give them exactly that. At the price of their life. Simply put. Oh, you could do something like take an entire town, evacuate it, and anything that enters the town has to, because we have ways of identifying them. So anything or anyone that has to enter the town has to go through that check, and if they fail, they instantly die.
We don't quite have the capacity to make a checkpoint of that strength.
I mean, a small town. I mean, we just find a small town, desolate or not.
Yeah.
We have people. We have people who are confirmed, normal.
I don't think this is quite as easy as you think it is, unfortunately.
I'm not saying this is easy. Don't get me wrong. This would be incredibly difficult. But what do you think is easier? Finding a checkpoint and essentially systematically killing them out, or by identification with a trap, or do you want to go into the Feywild, where who knows what's there, right? Like, there's infinitely more things wrong in that place than here. And so, sure, we could go to the Feywild, we could get all the information we need, and we could find a better way to take them out. Sure. Or we could go in the Feywild, we could all die, and what's that gonna do, right? You know, oh, we died, you know. At least this way we're like that. I mean, we die fighting, and that's, you know, I'm always for that, you know me. But like, dying pointlessly is stupid.
So,
No, I understand. This-
couple of things. So, as I understand, we don't necessarily have a means of detection that isn't just universally lethal, or at least potentially lethal. And second, seeing a checkpoint that's going to show our hand.
No, it isn't. Okay. Are these things coming from the Feywild, for what we know?
Yes.
Okay.
These are definitely doppelgangers, and either they're being mass spawned, or they are, either way, these are a large volume of them that are being popped in for whatever reason. I don't know how they're getting here.
It's like the most we can do is like destroy, just interrupt their paths, destroy the trail or whatever trail or road they're using to get here, slow their progress, have some kind of surveillance so we can take care of the source, knock that out.
We have one of these creatures on hand.
A corpse.
Points at the body bag.
A dead one.
I don't think they know what's going on, so if we were to interrogate one of them, I don't think we'd get any information.
No, that's not the
Yeah.
idea. The idea is if we have a corpse, we could study its anatomy. Maybe we could find some different way of actually, you know, identifying them. Do they have...
Any of us here doctors?
No, we're not. We don't need to be doctors. We need to look. Do they have like different colored blood? Do they have other disturbing features that would easily be able to be done without that you could easily find? Like blood, you just cut someone's arm, and if they have like normal colored blood, let them through. And if they don't have normal colored blood, then they instantly die. And that's one way you could go about it. If they have different colored blood or stuff like that, there's keys you could take away from a dead body that aren't just, oh, that's a dead body, right? I mean, interrogation, I mean, that never works.
Do you know how you turn people that would be on your side against them or against you? You cut them. You make them bleed when you're supposed to be on their side. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, like prick their finger, I don't know. You don't have to, like, if you're on their side and you are identifying them, you could build a safe haven.
More than likely, the supposed idea is going to be something like cold iron or silver.
Do they behave differently under moonlight?
Yeah, great question. That would be great to know. Do they, if they're from the Feywilds, do they have, are their forms or their bodies affected by some sort of anti-magic? That would also be good to know. Not that we have much of that to spare, but like...
They're definitely affected by moonlight to some extent. Maybe not natural moonlight, but lunar beams are definitely something that'll reveal a doppelganger. That I know. But I have no real capacity of making sure it doesn't hurt people who aren't deserving of being hurt. So
Well, that's what I'm saying. If they had if we know something else about them that we could use to find, like we can't like your moonlight is way too powerful. It could kill a normal person just as easily as it could kill something else. That's why I suggested maybe if they have some other color blood or something like that, another physical trait that we could discern. For example, say they had blue blood for whatever reason, you could just poke someone, discern, or let through. I mean, that would hurt for a second, but at least then you would know that area is safe, right? The biggest thing with these things is we do not know, and there's no easy way to tell. And
let's leave the priest alone at this point. I think we've got the information we need, and we need to go back.
Yeah, right
figure
now
out what we are doing.
The priest is looking at you all like you're insane, especially since somebody just suggested shooting people. He's just like,
let's go back and figure out what we're doing outside of this, because this is difficult, because we have no way of directly identifying these at a distance regularly and easily. That's the primary issue. I am all for shooting every single one of them in the head. The problem being, we don't know when it's a regular person and when it's one of them at the current moment.
Exactly. So that's why I said maybe a corpse would be helpful.
We'll convene and then we'll talk about this.
All right.
As for the corpse, I just needed to know more about him. And kind of reminds me of the silence. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
oh, from Doctor Who?
Yeah.
That and many depictions of doppelgangers throughout like multiple tabletop RPGs and that. Yeah, very similar. Or the gray aliens and how people try to sit here and describe them.
That's not my neighbor. Comes to mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Victor's gonna say goodbye to the priest.
Yeah, he just nods. He's looking very concerned.
Hopefully this is the hardest thing of your reign.
We're gonna figure something out that doesn't involve shooting every single random person to make sure they're not a problem. Trust me.
Well, that's why I wasn't suggesting that. I mean, I'm saying that if we could find some way to identify them, then we shoot the rest of them.
Yeah.
That was Look, I'm all for shooting things, but shooting random people, I mean, what's the fun in that?
Mike and I have a quick question on that. Is there any knowledge that I'd be using at that current moment to roll on that table when looking at the body? Like Arcana would pop up, Nature might, Planner might.
Depending on which one you choose, depends on what answers you will get.
Okay. That's fair. I like that idea.
Because, like, even medicine you could roll, but it would be different knowledge than if you used Arcana or Religion or whatnot.
I think Planner would be the one I would want to learn, do, or Arcana. I want to know what type of doppelganger it is.
Okay.
Like who it comes from, where it comes from in the Feywild, weaknesses, etc. With my ability and everything, that would be a 17, and if I am getting Planar, that is a +3, so total of 20.
Okay, hang on. Okay, so a total of 20?
Yeah. Grand total of 20. 17 on the die.
Which one did you choose?
I picked Planner because it seemed like the most... Like, I need to know, like, this is a something doppelganger from the court of something, so I can understand more about its weaknesses, etc.
You are not going to get that, but you do know that this is they're more like a hive mind doppelganger.
Interesting.
So usually a sort of brood mother is made magically out of a former doppelganger and somebody breeding. This brood mother is then used to produce more doppelgangers. These lesser beings are less humanoid but part of the hive mind and will obey the commands. Instead of the similar doppelgangers, which would be more having their own features and everything, just very generic, and are more of like the children that are usually abducted to make them. These are like specially bred and designed hive mind creatures. So the fact that this one died means that they know that there is potentially a dead body around as well, but not where. Because one
Gotcha,
of them
that's another
is no
thing I was
longer
gonna
on
ask.
the network.
I was going to ask, is there a psionic link? Like, if one of them sees our face, understands who we are, do all of them now know? Type of thing? Or is this a hive mind like bees, where they can communicate back and forth, but it's not instantly to the top, where they immediately know everything? Like, all of them are instantly on the same page.
It has to go through, like, networking, so to speak. So less internet, and more from one connection to another. So
Gotcha.
if they're
more
within a certain...
telegraphing.
Yeah, that's... And from what you can tell, that's why they're spreading out the way they are, so they can absorb as much information as possible and network that data back.
Oh, alright. No, so this is literally a swarm of ants. That's the hive mind.
Yeah. So it's
You
a
have a
matter of...
brood mother with drones, and the drones are feeding information back to the uppers. Got it.
And the uppers are feeding it back to whoever they're reporting to.
Understood. I am going to wait until we are in a good private area to share this information with the rest.
Okay, and give me... actually, it's about time for a intermission. So, we'll do a quick intermission and use the bathroom and everything else, get water, and we'll be back in about 10-15 minutes.
That works.
All right, awesome.